then?
Yeah, we were talking about, I think, house training. Well, anyways.
Taking her outside. Oh, how many times? No. Okay.
You're talking about grooming.
Yeah, I think we're done with
okay.
that, with the grooming thing. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer. I know just go to the groomer.
Yeah. Okay.
So, well, let's go back to the 2 stages. We're in the first stage where she can't hold the bladder. So you want to prevent as much as possible any accident. So the more she goes outside, if you can.
So she hasn't gone yet today.
She will.
But she didn't drink or eat anything yet.
Yeah. As soon as you see her eating or drinking, that should ring a bell. She's going to pee pretty fast.
Right. So how do I...
Oh, so this is what you do.
Yeah.
First, try to observe at the very beginning how long it will take her. But if you see her drinking, wait like no more than 5 minutes. Try to get her outside or get her to a place where you want her to pee. So if it's the wee-wee pad, just make sure she's in the kitchen.
Okay.
And take her there. If she doesn't pee, wait like 5-10 minutes. Then put her in the crate.
Ah, okay.
And then wait another couple of minutes.
Oh, like put her in the crate and close it?
Yeah.
Why?
To wait like 10 or 15 minutes and then take her outside again. You see what I mean? Until she pees outside. So you're going to use the crate to create the schedule and to avoid accidents.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
That's why you want her to sleep in the crate. They don't pee or poo where they sleep until they have to.
Right, like last night.
Yeah. You see, that's why probably she was whining and crying because she needed to go and she didn't want to go there, which is a good sign.
Okay.
Because if she didn't care, you're in pretty bad shape.
Do you get dogs like that don't
From
care?
puppy mills.
Oh.
That's why puppy mills, some pet stores, they take them from, and we don't know these, they're super cute puppies, but they brought them from puppy mills.
And that's where they sleep, eat?
They live in a cage.
Oh, really?
So they have no other option, and sometimes they eat their own poop because they don't want to be there, so they learn to. So they come with a lot of crazy behaviors from puppy mills.
Okay.
And that's something people don't know. They just go to pet stores, and you don't know where they're getting them from.
Right.
So it's always better to get them from breeders, reputable breeders, or rescue if you want to go that that way. Rescues can come with different behavioral issues too, but you're saving a little dog. Anyways, so that's how you want to use the crate to make sure that she doesn't have accidents. And then you take her outside again, and then you just repeat the process until you get the pee.
Okay.
The easiest pee to get is the morning one, after they sleep. Because they need to go. They need to go.
So take her out, put her in the area, and she's going to go.
Yeah, and if it's outside, and it's a place where you really want her to go, reward.
Okay.
With a wee-wee pad, I wouldn't, because eventually you don't want to use it.
I don't.
So don't reward too much.
My house is smells like pee.
Yeah. So don't reward too much the wee-wee pad. I use the wee-wee pad just to protect our floors.
Okay.
Not to really potty train unless you really tell me, I just want her to use a wee pad. Then that's your decision.
Right.
But usually people don't want that in their house.
Right.
Because it's smelly and...
Right.
But some people, they just don't want to go outside at all, and they just teach their dogs to just go on the wee-wee pad. And if that's the case, I will teach you how to do that.
Yeah.
How to teach your dog.
But
if not, then just hold on.
Okay.
Just use the wee-wee pad just to protect your floors.
Okay.
But don't reward too much that. Just make sure you reward when they're going outside or in a place where you want her to go.
Okay.
So that's with the house training. Eventually, you get to see patterns, and you get to see kind of her biological schedule, and you're gonna be able to predict when she's gonna pee. And that's the key: knowing when they're gonna pee or poop. Because then, if you know it, you can prevent the accident from happening.
Just put her in her area or take her outside.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then you'll start creating a schedule. Once you get to the second stage where they can actually hold the bladder, and usually the sign for that is like when they actually sleep through the whole night and they don't go, it's like, okay, she can do it.
She did last night.
So
not last night, the night before.
Yeah, but not last night. You say she needed to go and she couldn't go.
Oh, right.
So if she actually went outside, if you took her out and then she slept for the whole night, those are signs like, oh, she can actually hold it. So then you can use the crate or confinement area for longer periods of time.
Oh, So at this age, during the night, she has to be taken out to go?
Depends on the puppy, but if she's whining or crying, there's good chances.
Take her out.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna tell you how to open the gate too.
Okay.
Because you don't want to reward barking or whining.
Right.
And you don't want her to relate. Oh, if I bark or if I whine, the crate is gonna be
exactly.
open.
Right.
So I'll tell you how to.
That's what even though I was so sad for her, that's why I didn't want to take her out, because I didn't want her to think like if she's barking or like
That's a tricky.
I know.
It's a tricky business there, because you have two things you're working with: the whining or the crying on the crate, but also the puppy training, the house training, and that's why knowing how to open the gate, it's very important.
Okay.
Okay, so then let's move to crate training.
Okay.
The crate training, I don't know how you put her in, but she should go on her own.
Okay.
She doesn't go on her own.
Okay, so what I want you to do is her Kong with her toys, if there's a favorite toy, or just treats or food, you just toss them inside or lure her in.
Yeah.
And every time, first just do silent. And once you figure out, okay, if I do this, she goes inside, say the word crate or go in or whatever command, whatever command you want to use.
So as soon as she goes in, you say crate or go in?
Yeah, and then repeat the process and let her out. So the exercise is she can go in,
So
and then she can
associate the word.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. She's gonna associate that word of with a command of going in, but at the same time, she's gonna have a positive association with the crate. She's just going in, and going in doesn't mean I close the door.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time if she goes in, you close the door. Next time, she's not gonna wanna walk to go in. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you train her just to go in and out freely, you get the command, and then she'll go on herself, which is very important.
Okay.
Because if you just shovel her in, she didn't do any homework, and then it's a cage. It's like if I throw you to a store, you think that you're trapped. Right. Now, if you go in by your own, then you're not trapped.
Yeah.
It makes sense? So, so that's the first step with crate. Let her in and out during the day. A lot of times, if you have a bed or something,
it's in the wash.
You can hide treats or little pieces of treats, so she can sniff around and try to look for them, so she will spend some time there, and she'll have even a better...
I took a blanket and folded it up. So
we didn't want to get her an actual bed for the crate because we were worried she was going to pee or poop on it and get it ruined.
Which sometimes can happen.
Yeah, unless I just threw it in the washing.
And the good thing with not having a bed is if she pees, you're going to know. If she has an accident. With a bed, not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Because you might not be able to figure out if it's dry, if she peed or not.
Okay.
Usually I wouldn't worry too much about it. They don't pee where they sleep or poop.
Okay.
So do that. You can, hiding, so she spends some time there. And then if you want to work a little bit on the separation anxiety, although she seems fine with that, so you're in pretty good shape. But the way to do it is now when she's kind of sleepy or she's kind of having a nap, try to let her there and once you do a lot of in and out, you can close the gate and be around, and then eventually, slowly but without walking on eggs, don't make tension. You see, do it kind of natural. You just kind of walk out and be around, so she can actually be here while you're in your bedroom or you're in the kitchen, or so she can be in the crate with the door closed and calm and relax. Do you have any questions with that? You were going to say something?
Yeah. So, and then if I'm around and I hear her whining or something, do I then let her come out?
No, with the whining, this is why you can, eventually when I do all this blocking, you're going to put a sound.
Okay.
And that sound, what it means, it's not a correction. It's actually, if you follow through and you do it the right way, it's going to mean stop and calm down. Okay. Settle down. That's how I want to use you. I want you to use that sound, whether it's whatever it is. It's not don't do that. That's wrong. It's more pay attention to me. Settle down. Right. So if you use that sound when she whines, you can use the same sound in the crate.
Okay.
If not, you can tap a little bit the crate, kind of to snap her out of it. So she stops.
But I don't let her out? You're saying...
No, wait, she needs to go? Yes. But this is how you're going to let her out.
No, when the separation, like teaching her with separation anxiety,
no, you
were saying like, have her go in even when you're around.
Yeah.
For how long? How long of a period of time?
That doesn't matter. Just do kind of play it by ear, but you can do like 15 minutes, half an hour, even an hour if you're around. It depends on how much you want to push it.
Okay.
But the key is that she remains calm. So if she starts whining, you say that command to snap her out and to calm her down.
Okay.
But you don't take her out.
Okay.
You kind of like calm. When she settles, you can walk away. The key here is that you can leave the room while she's calm, and you can come back while she's still calm.
So when I leave the house, for example, I don't have to like run out the door because she's going to be barking and crying.
If you run, she will bark because you're creating excitement.
Oh, I meant like run.
Or hide. Yeah, that's why you want to practice before you do that.
So she's calm when I leave.
Yeah, and you're calm too. So you don't have to walk on eggs, like not trying to make noise.
Okay,
you should be able just relax.
Okay.
No making a big deal.
Okay.
You walk out, you walk in.
Okay.
You can practice that just by walking out and walking in 1 second. If you walk out, you wait 1 second, and you come back and she's still calm, you just accomplish that. If they can do 1 second, they can do 1 hour. Okay. It's just a matter of pushing it.
Great. Okay.
But never leave when she's whining, because this is another concept, and I will write this. There's like a sweet spot, a sweet line, where of a level of excitement, right? This line means if they pass it, they get fixated or crazy. So if they pass this line, they can bark 5 hours a day, 7 days a week. Oh my God. They would not stop. It's not like a baby, you can let them cry out. They're crazy. So they're just escalating.
Those are the dogs, like the horrible neighbor dogs that don't stop barking?
Yeah, because they pass that line. And once they pass that line, they can't soothe themselves. And they're just practicing craziness every day, and they're just getting worse. And from there, they can hurt themselves. They can try to get out of the crate. They will actually make blood because they're like chewing the crate. Okay. Or if they can, they will find a way to get out of the crate.
Remember that dog? We lived in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
And we there was a neighbor.
Well, I've seen dogs. I've seen worse.
All day.
Like nearly injuring themselves like pretty badly. Anyways, so this sweet line, if you hit that sweet spot and you don't let them escalate, they're kind of like this, but they're getting super tired, and eventually they're gonna calm down. Okay. So you want to see what her spot is.
Got it.
But if she escalates, you gotta bring her down.
Right.
Because once she escalates, you lost her.
Right. So that's when I would need to take her out.
No, never, because then you're rewarding that. Oh. You see, taking out is a reward. Okay. So you want to wait and accomplish, bring her back to calmness.
How do I calm her without taking her out?
Oh, by like a sound or a little tap, or if you're gonna take her out for a pee, what I use is this. So now this door becomes the reward. Okay. So if she comes down and she backs up, I open a little bit. If she pushes back in, back out, I close it. Okay. And then they're smart. They soon learn. Like, oh, if I go back, the door opens. So the goal is that you can be with the door like that, and she's waiting there.
Oh wow.
And it's pretty fast how this works. And once they're waiting there, you say, okay. You see, and then they come out. And then this is not a cage. Okay. Then this is their den. Safety place where they relax. Okay. But always don't forget they live in the moment. So if they're barking or anxious about it and you open that door, this is a cage. Okay. Because it means restraining. Okay. You're restraining with the door. Okay. So you gotta create that moment when they come out that she's calm. Okay. Now that applies the same, like when you go out and when you come in. You don't necessarily have to open the door. You can come in, she settles down, you can be around calmly, you can walk out and then come back in. So you're not making a big deal. It's no big deal going in and out. So she gets used to it. And so when when you're able to go in and out and she's just like that, it means it's just not a big deal. You can go anywhere you go because you're gonna come back. They're relaxed. But that's why when you come back and she's whining, it doesn't mean necessarily open the door unless she needs to go to pee or poop. Okay. And then if that's the case, you use these the door concept. I'm gonna try to do it. I wanna do a little bit of hands-on because this is a lot of talking, and I really usually don't do this, but since you don't know a lot.
Yeah. Do you want some water?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna get some treats here. See if she likes. These are very healthy treats I got from the vet.
Are those treats good?
Yeah, those are fine. If she likes those better, I'll use those. Sorry.
It's okay.
So whatever it takes for her to come in. Can I have those treats? Maybe she likes those better.
She likes those. She's trying to get it without going in the crate.
I'm just gonna break it down for her a little bit. Okay, it's a good girl. So because I see she's not very comfortable going inside the crate,
Oh.
There you go. If she does it on her own, that's great. There you go. That was a bad move.
What?
But for me, that's good because I kind of. Awesome. There she goes. So she was a little hesitant, maybe because we've always closed the door.
Right.
So you want this to be much faster process.
Okay.
So she's not hesitant at all of going inside.
Okay.
But you see, she did it on her own.
Okay.
And eventually, you don't have to use treats all the time. If you get a toy that she really likes, you just toss it in. And if not, what I started to do is like, okay, if you put your leg here, I'm gonna reward that. Next time, if you put 2 legs inside, I'm gonna reward that. Mm-hmm. But then she started doing it on her own, so that's when I stop and I interrupt my process. You gotta be very sensitive of what they're telling you. I was gonna start doing a little bit like of training, but then she decided like, oh, I'm just gonna explore. So then I just step out. So I let her, every time she can do anything on her own, I just step out.
Okay.
And this is great. Now she's spending time on the crate, but I'm not closing the door. You see? And what I'm gonna do, because I wanna work on 2 things. Okay. I wanna work on her going in, so it's easier for you, but I also wanna work on her getting out. But before that, I want her to go in a couple of times. Okay. Because if I close the door now, I just did what I told you not to. Okay. But this is good. She's already spending time there, and this is what you want. So she can go on her own, and that doesn't mean.
Is it normal she didn't eat today yet?
Yeah. Well, if she stops eating for a few days, then go to the vet. But
How long could I leave the food out?
The food, my recommendation is like I take it out 5-10 minutes. If they don't eat, I take it out, and then I put it back again. So, they're going to be hungry where they're going to be hungry. It depends on the exercise they've done and how much...
Do I have to throw it out?
It doesn't get dirty or dusty. You can...
Cover it and put it in the fridge?
Yeah, if you leave it for 5-10 minutes, you can definitely put it back. If you leave it for 2 hours, I don't know. Sometimes you have a cat or whatever it is.
I don't have cat.
If you leave it for 10 minutes and then you can put it back to the box.
No, that's wet and cold. Wet and hard and soft food together.
Then ask the vet. I don't know about that because
Does she have just dry food now? I need to ask them that, right?
Yeah, usually they're usually okay with just dry food, but ask the vet for that. I gave my puppy just dry food.
Yeah. The breeder we got her from recommended to give her that in raw food because that's what they've been feeding her.
Yeah, good. She's going. Oops. Chloe.
Just trying to figure out how to get it without going.
Great. That's great. She didn't see it. There you go. So she went back in again. You see? You can also pick her inside if you want. If she's hungry, you can use kibble instead of treats. That's up to you. Now I might use more treats than normal at the percent, but I don't like using a lot of treats to do.
Right.
I wanted to. Now I'm gonna. If she's already there, I'm gonna say, "Okay, come." So now I taught her come.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait. There's a lot of crumbs there. Sorry, I'm making a little mess.
It's fine. Don't worry.
So this is where I'm not gonna. When she's distracted like that, I don't want to put commands now, or because she's not gonna pay attention to me. Great. So at this. Oh.
So should I leave this without anything covering it?
No, you can cover it too. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying the bottom.
Depends on.
What do you do
Try
then?
both. At the beginning, do it without cover to see if she pees. If she's not peeing, then you can put the bed because you know she's not gonna pee.
Okay.
Awesome. So right now I said great and it didn't work because she's still hesitating. So she's in a state of mind that she's not ready for training yet. Okay. So right now I'm more concerned of her behavior or her association with the crate going in and out than actually the command itself. Okay. So be sensitive to that. Once she's comfortable going in and out, you can start doing the command crate. Once you know that when you throw a treat, she's actually going to go kind of fast. So you can say crate and then she can make that association.
She heard.
Let me see. Great. She got confused. So now, what did I learn from there? That when she's here, if I say crate, she's gonna go that way. So next time I do that, I'm gonna make sure she's in front. So if she sees the crate and I say the crate, I'm actually gonna get the.
She's not sure yet where the opening is.
Which is wrong timing. She went the wrong direction. So now I know that if she's there, she's gonna go the right direction. Hey, Chloe, here. She's getting confused. Great.
Because she sees your hand there, so she goes there. Yeah,
and every dog is different. You just notice that I put my hand there and she went around, so I have to do something different.
Got it.
So what I do, I let her in and I put the treat here and then I say, great, and it worked. You see what I mean? This is about listening to them and controlling your... This is pure body language, what I just did. Right. But if you know that if I do this, I get this behavior, if you reward this, you're going to get that behavior. If you want that behavior, you do it. But if you don't, change it so you get the behavior you want, just by subtle changes, and then you can tell her, start working on crate. You see, now she's interested in me, and she's fine with crate, getting inside the crate, so she's more comfortable. Although I want her to go all the way in, but I'm breaking the steps because if I put my hand there, she's going that way. So now I'm just kind of breaking it into steps. And now she's in a great, you see? You see, as I move my hand there, she goes the opposite direction. So I have to listen to that crate. And now I got a pretty consistent, her going in and out, and she's just going in and out a lot of times. Here. Great. Good. I'm gonna do it once more. I don't want to do any training session. Don't do it more than 3 or 4 minutes. I'm kind of pushing it, but great. prepared. And now I'm going to close the door. And here. This is where she pushes. Okay, come on, go back. You see? So she was able to wait 1 or 2 minutes, 2 seconds, but at the same time, every time I said she looked at me.
Right.
So I reward. Oh, you look at me, I open the door. And then you can work up to 10 seconds, and you're actually teaching her what wait means. Once you're good with that, you can actually put the word wait, and that's exactly what it means. Wait means don't move, but be calm. You see, a lot of people, when you use treats or clicker training, like they get the command wait, but they're waiting like this. They're like, give me the treat, give me the treat, give me the treat.
Right.
And then boom, you give the treat.
Right.
So you're rewarding a very tense state of mind.
Okay.
You see what I mean? So you gotta be careful with that too. Chloe. Here, let's do it once more. Chloe. So if I want her attention, if I want to work with her, the first thing I need is her attention.
Right.
You see, she's trying to get something there. Hey. Hey. So she got distracted with this hand because I changed my trick from hand. Trick. You see, so those little details you gotta watch. I changed the treat from hand, so she went to the other hand, although I didn't have the treat. So then I had to lure her in. So I'm gonna do the door again. You see, she's not in an urge of going outside. You see how fast I open the door as soon as she backs up? Okay. So now I teach her two things. Means wait, look at me and relax. And okay means come out.
Okay.
So I'm teaching her two things in a very calm state of mind, and she's actually going back to the crate. You see how this is gonna work? This concept is gonna apply to anything you do with her.
Okay.
Now I'm using this, but if you're with the leash,
right,
it's gonna be the same. If she pulls and she gets where she wants,
right,
pulling means you're rewarding. She gets where she wants. You see what I mean? So any environment you are in, you might, if you apply this concept, you're gonna get a very great communication and relationship with very two simple commands. I agree, I disagree.
Right.
Disagree means calm down. Agree means, yeah, you can do that. How much excitement you want to put on the activity, that has nothing to do with the state of mind.
Right.
So you can, and this is another concept, if in this hand is the level of energy of activity, from going, sitting down in the couch, right? Or reading a book, low level energy of activity, or this is going down a hill like 70 miles per hour skiing, right? This is high level energy of activity. You can be in the couch, and this hand is your state of mind, and could be highly stressed, unstable, or you can be calm.
Right.
You can be 70 miles per hour, and you can be highly stressed, or you can be super calm and in control. Even if you fall, even if you could hurt yourself, you're gonna still be in control. So this is where I want you to see that calmness doesn't mean that she has to be a couch potato. She can do anything.
Right.
Agility, run, bike, whatever. But you always have to take care of this hand, because when you don't, they get into trouble. They get fixated, they get barking, they get aggressive, they get fear.
Just calm.
Yeah.
Understand, Sarah?
So, okay, we're covering a lot of stuff.
I know. No,
but at the same time, I'm working hands-on, so I'm making your job easier. Because if you don't know what you're doing with this...
no, this is good. I need this.
And now I actually want you to do it. Because my job is not... I know how to do it.
Right.
My job is to make sure that you know how to do it. And
Chloe.
she's probably gonna... If she drinks, she's gonna pee very fast.
Okay. Chloe, look.
Great. At this point, you did really good. Next time you can say great.
Okay, when I drop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. You wanna try once more?
Yeah.
And also, don't do it this long. We're just doing it. The training session is very long because I'm here and I want to teach you. But usually, don't do these like 3 times successfully. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Chloe. Great.
So what happened? You move your hand back, and she got distracted.
Oh.
You see, they're predators. They follow movement.
Okay.
I'm so glad that you did this because these subtle things make.
I didn't even realize.
It makes big difference.
I have to be so self-aware.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So she's gonna teach me too.
Oh yeah.
Chloe.
Okay.
Oh.
This is not training now. Is good association. So don't interrupt that. Try it again.
Chloe. Great.
You see the difference?
Yeah, so I held my hand there.
Yeah.
Instead of taking it away
exactly.
right away. Okay,
so
because my instinct was to drop, move.
Can I try to?
Yeah. You're gonna learn so much about body language, self-awareness, and energy. She's gonna teach you a much bigger lessons than you're gonna teach her.
It's amazing.
Because now you're gonna start understanding your body and your movement and be much more aware.
I didn't even realize that I...
Yeah.
That's cool.
Chloe. Great.
Beautiful. High five. That was perfect. Awesome. Okay, so that's that. Let me work on one more thing. I don't want to overwhelm you. So
no, you're not. This is great.
Let me know when.
Because I don't know.
I'm done. I'm fried.
No.
Stop.
This is great.
Okay. Do you have a leash?
No.
No collar, no leash?
Didn't get anything yet.
I won't work on that. But the first time you present a leash or even a collar or anything for that matter to a puppy especially, everything is kind of new. There's all these human tools. It's good to present it in a way that they're not going to fight it.
Okay.
So
I'm not gonna go buy one today.
Okay. I'm not going to spend now time explaining to you because
maybe next
it's
time?
Yeah, it's easier for me to do it. So we don't waste a lot of time.
Maybe the next time you come, that's when we introduce the leash to her?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah, try to... Yeah, well, you're not going to use it until she gets her
Right.
vaccination, so... And you can still go up
Yeah.
there. Okay. Hey, Chloe! So if I want her to come, you see I put the excitement.
Yeah.
Hey, she cookie.
Does she respond to her name?
She's responding now. But if you want her to respond to her name, say her name and make excitement so she comes to you.
Got it.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the opposite of doing calmness.
Right.
When you want her to do something, you want to put the excitement. You see? And now she just learned a lot of things. She's very respectful. She's not jumping. She learned how to go on the crate. She learned to settle down. She knows what means. And she knows what okay means.
And means stay and...
No,
means
no.
Stop what you're doing. Look at me and calm down. Settle down.
Like Amenzo was like, Sarah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't think that as punishment or correction. Because punishment or correction means tension. It's like, no, you did something wrong. You see what I mean? And although even if she did something wrong, what you want her is to calm down and not to do it.
So she's whining, I just say,
Yeah. If she escalates, if you do this, she won't. But, well, let's try it now. Let's just try it now. Chloe. Great. You see how I use my hand because she got fixated on this hand, so I was fast to use this hand to follow the other one. If you have a blanket, I would actually just close it down. And I want you to think this.
Let's take the blue blanket.
I want you to think of the crate as their den, not as a cage.
Got it.
What if we put the fur rug on top? Is that too heavy?
I can use this.
Well, whatever is better for you. Well, I want to cover the sides too.
The other blankets we have are in the wash.
Because this also blocks her view. And a lot of times, certain things that she can see are triggers of excitement.
Right.
So now, this exercise that I'm going to do now is first let her know that she can be there on the crate with the door closed and we're around, and it's not a big deal. So when this happens, don't make eye contact. Eye contact can trigger excitement, or can trigger whatever state of mind she's gonna get fixated. The eye contact can actually make it worse. So this is, you see how I make a movement, so I ask her to stop trying to get out.
Oh, got it.
Because if not, she's gonna get fixated with getting out, and she's gonna get anxious. So this is where this.
So you gotta stop the behavior before it escalates to that line.
And so this is where I want to maintain her at that sweet spot where she's getting tired, but she can actually calm down on her own. And this is how I snap her out. If I let her, she would start whining. She would start like doing like this. Now I put her in a state of mind where she can work on calming down herself. That's why you don't want to use like, it's okay, or you don't want to talk to her because she doesn't understand English.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what you say, it's just you barking. So it's more excitement. And now you have the word the more you practice with And also she's using her nose, which is good. When they use their nose, they soothe. It's a very good behavior for dogs.
Oh, really?
It makes calmness, yeah.
By them what?
Because when they sniff, when they're sniffing or they're using scent, it's a very calming state of mind for them. When they hunt, they use ears and eyes. So that's tension. When they're using ears and eyes, it's not a very good signal. It means whatever they're gonna do, it's gonna happen pretty fast. Whether it's barking or hunting or lunging to another dog or whatever it is. So this is where it takes patience to really control yourself and make her, when you have the time, especially on a weekend, make her give up this and let her tire herself out until she gets tired and she kind of lays down or sit down. And then when she does that, eventually
you can sort of like, okay, I'm just like she's giving up.
Yeah, it's letting it go.
Yeah, okay.
It's like letting go of fear.
Yeah.
Or letting go of something that it's producing you stress.
She just yawned.
Yeah, and that's a good signal.
Okay.
Like when they're yawning, they're getting tired.
Yeah.
But it's our job to put her in that state of mind.
Okay.
And what I'm trying to get...
What is your hand doing? Is that security for her?
Well, no, that's actually body language. When I move my hand, when you move forward to a dog, they move backwards.
But you were holding your hand on the
here.
side.
Just to soothe her.
Okay, that's what okay.
And to, if she decides to go, and jump on the door, I can snap her out.
Okay.
Or distract her attention so she doesn't escalate. That's why I put my hand there. Also because I had treats on my hand. There's scent here too.
Okay.
You see? So all these little things can help her soothe herself. The scent, obviously your energy. If you're stressed about it and you feel bad about this, it's not gonna work. Right. If you feel sorry because she's there or you feel bad about it, I know that's being compassionate, but being compassionate in this case is just not gonna work for her. You're not helping her and you're never gonna accomplish what you want. So you want her to be in a state of mind where she's completely relaxed so you can actually move out and immediately move back in. Okay. So she practiced at least once. Oh, they went out, they come back in. Okay. Don't wait too long, because if you come back in when they're already anxious, it's not really working. If you make a mistake, don't worry, it's fine. Just do the process again until you get it right. You see what I mean? Just learn from that mistake, like, okay, I waited too long, so next time I'm just gonna wait a little less. But you see, if I let her at the beginning whine and escalate, she wouldn't have stopped. Right. And that's that sweet spot where I tell you, this is the line that you gotta be in charge. Right. That you're not going to allow her escalate, because then she's going to be in a pretty bad state of mind.
If she's whining at night, we should go to her and soothe her?
Yeah, but don't open the door.
Yeah.
Just soothe her, be a little bit there, and then try to move out when she's...
Okay.
You see, when she's calmer. And you have to do that several times, do it, unless you...
So even like if I hear her in the middle of the night she's whining, go to her.
Yeah.
It's like a baby.
Yeah, and sometimes what I do, because sometimes I've taken puppies in my place, so I have a lot of experience with this. I'm just tired and lazy sometimes, and just put the crate right on my bed, so I just do it without having to. So I don't have to wake up and stand up and go somewhere else. And then eventually, when they get used to that, then you can put the crate outside of the bedroom.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about state of mind. They don't care where is it, but you gotta work your way out to the place where you want her to be. And also, the easier you make it for yourself, the faster it's gonna be for her.
Right.
Because the more you'll be in control of yourself too.
Right.
If you're tired and you're like, oh, I want to kill this dog, it's gonna be more difficult, because she's gonna pick up on that. And you see, she did it again, so I did it again. And still talking to you, I really want you to understand their language, because I can still talk to you in a reasonable, thinking, logical way, and still communicate with my body to her.
Yeah.
And I didn't give any eye contact, I didn't talk to her, but I was always communicating with my body with this hand. I'm always aware of her state of mind. So if she goes somewhere where I don't want her to go or escalate, I can address it. You see, and I'm still talking to you. So there's these very different ways of communication that we are totally capable of doing, because we're animals too. We're just animals. That, it's a plus, we think, and we have a language. But sometimes we forget about the other breach of communication because of that, thinking process. So yeah, that's another thing of body language with dogs. When you move forward, they move backwards.
Okay.
When you move away, they go after you. And that's like a predator psychology.
Right.
Horse is the opposite.
Yeah.
You see, because they're prey. So they're always going to keep a distance. If you put too much distance, they fly away. If you run away, they're not going to go back to you. Because they're not predators. You see what I mean? So that's how they use that body language. That's how they can put 100 sheep into a barn, just with body language. You see? They know how to manipulate the space. And he does capoeira. That's the same thing. It's all about space.
What do you do?
Capoeira.
Capoeira.
What is that?
It's like a
martial
Brazilian
arts?
kind of martial art.
Oh.
And martial arts are about that. If you don't know capoeira and you try to get into the dance, you might get kicked because you went the wrong time, the wrong space, right? So this is kind of the same thing, knowing how to use the space and how you can move your energy. I know that this can sound a little weird, but when you move your body, you can move your energy too. I can move my hand like this doesn't mean anything. Because if I do like this and I really mean it, she will either stay or back up.
Right.
You see, because now my whole body, it's moving everything around it.
Okay.
So from here to the floor, it's like a psychological barrier, and they won't. If you do it the right way, they actually won't go through. Although there's nothing here, but you'll see that later on, because she's a puppy. So their time, it's a little different from puppies to adults, but it's kind of the same concept. It's just their attention span is much less.
Right.
So it's not so obvious.
Right.
But again, all the body language, you just saw the example here on your hand, how a little subtle thing can make a big impact on their behavior, and then, oh, she's stupid. It's like, no, we are not getting it. We're not listening to them. So